알아, 가서 먼저 최탐제 상신 유튜브 동비기 동방이 또별 로다 최탐제 안에 현실의 되는 주바电这个 남샤 또비기 안에 로니보디 안에 지지리야 안에 조치기리스 근데 인자 디니기 조치비로 로디 안에 저기 안에 람 타바다 탐지kim고 토발라 그래서 안에 냠는 지역에 변마시 계신보래서谢谢 디네 장 저기 电这个 삼다제 동이过来 제가 제타 过去 가서 난 돌도 지냥 라와로지야 가서 한 뒤고 쉬러.
Good morning. So last night we looked at how all phenomena, whether outer or inner phenomena, all phenomena that exist are empty of inherent existence. There's nothing that has its own self-essence or is truly existent. Every phenomenon is empty of inherent existence. Moreover, though, the same phenomena are also dependent arisings, dependent either or on causes and conditions, or dependent on one thing on another. And these two minds, the mind that realizes that phenomena are empty of inherent existence, and the mind that realizes that phenomena are dependent arisings, these two minds mutually support each other. They do not hinder or contradict each other, but the one aids the other. And moreover, last night we looked at the importance of this realization, the importance of the mind that realizes emptiness and that realizes dependent arising, because these realizations are contrary to the ignorance that keeps us bound within cyclic existence. It's these wisdoms that will liberate us, free us from samsara, free us from suffering. So therefore, this meditation and attainment of this understanding and eventual realization is extremely important. And then lastly, last night, we looked at, in some detail, how to meditate on this topic, how to cultivate the wisdom realizing emptiness and the wisdom realizing dependent arising, these two minds that mutually support each other.
먼저 디리슈에디 안에 제름치기 단야 산이 점는 될이야 안에 된들 소비고 뛰어봐디 뱀마시 뛰어봐나네 뛰어포에대 약효를 샤스세 디고를 마셔야지.
This morning we'll start with the next verse, wherein Geshe Rinpoche he praises Buddha Shakyamuni for having taught dependent arising.
That's it. Dile ngosa gyurba dile medu chungwa kang sudi kyola tuenani tuebar gyurgi shendu means.
And verse 21, what is more wondrous than this? What is more marvelous than this? Praising you in this manner is praise indeed. All other is lesser.
Dangbo dile ngosa gyurba dang sede na dandala kar sungorasane kasa disungwa dang benang jugi 차상 누가 세고 거래 안에 띵기 되와 탈바다 탐지kim고 화된 아주 토고 거래 지상 누가 세세데 님지기다 다오지기 누가 파매바차 되네 야제 되어 됐을 야 되어체 누가 야 제리 누가래나 지고 말어 지상 아주 누가 세 띵기 자오기네 다 누가 자오기네 매바지 쇠고 거라 지상다 만주기 균이릭 차상 방고를 매바 쇠고 거래 지상 아주 균이릭 차상 매바 쇠 시지기 신고에게 연된 토고에 차상 토고로 디토야디 균이릭 차상 매바스 아니 연된 차상 토야디 산조고와 토마다 매르와 지상 디네 인자 아니 균이릭 차상 매바스야라 간에 쓰고 우리스 지상 디 차상 유된 겐질에 되는 용어래 지상 균디게 차상 지상 유된 겐질에 되는 매바스고 그래서 지상 연된 차상 신고에 되게 연된디게 차상 유된 겐질에 되는 아주 연된디 차고 그래서 지상 롭종 직제 니제 된 장기卷나 연된 차상 신고 그래서 대신해야 돼야 유된 겐을 되는 용고 그래서 지상 되네기 신예기 탑람디 상유 좀nen디기 안에卷담제 세기 자위기 년보 차상한테 동의도 배셔 라시 마주보도 배셔라 되래 지사 라시 마주바디 또에게 탑람디 땡지게 남죠 손바디래 지사 디네 손와디 오네 뱀 마세게 다 야고 휴지 손샤 세월다 모사기 봐서 디네게 손 디네기 손에게 키비 라신 연된디 상예 좀 된데래 두스 디네기 연데 상예 좀 된데래 두스 지사 디네기 코로나를 냠뇽 돈에 여바디 나서도 손샤바디 다 항사야게 야고 휴지리 세월 딜레 모사기 와가 길바다스다.
Looking at the first line, what is more wondrous than this? So this then refers to that we ourselves, as both individuals, collectively, and really spread throughout cyclic existence, each and every sentient being wants to only experience happiness, wants to be free from all forms of problems and frustrations and difficulties. And when we look at what that statement means, it means that we don't want to experience any form of problem, no matter how slight. Moreover, we don't want to be temporarily freed of suffering and problems, where we perhaps suppress the frustrations and difficulties we experience, but then in a few months' time, we once again encounter unwanted situations. Rather, what we want is to experience stable, lasting happiness, happiness that is never interrupted by even a moment of suffering. And this happiness is found only in the states of liberation from samsara, or omniscience, the state of Buddhahood. So these two states then, so these states, in particular the state where all faults have been completely eliminated and all good qualities have been developed to a state of perfection, this is only experienced by those beings who are abiding on the Buddha ground, those who have attained enlightenment. They are the only beings who have completely eliminated all faults and fully perfected all good qualities. So how does this come about? This too is a dependence arising. The suffering we experience, this is a result that comes about in dependence on causes. The good qualities that we want to develop, those good qualities are a result that come about in dependence on the development of causes. And this is exactly the same as what we experience in a worldly sense. When we wanting to achieve a particular result, we engage in training and developing our skills so that we can achieve that result. And this too is the case in terms of our spiritual development. And moreover, because all phenomena are empty of an inherent existence, but they arise in dependence on causes and conditions, or one thing in dependence on another, this means that all faults can be eliminated, all good qualities can be cultivated. So this knowledge, as well as the technique how to develop this within ourselves, this is what is being praised here as wondrous. And the being that is being praised in particular is Buddha Shakyamuni, who practiced in this way, trained in this way, and achieved the perfect result of Buddhahood. So here, Lama Tsongkhapa is praising Buddha Shakyamuni for his own inner development and for having shared this with us.
Jidang Zambuli did Nalaya and the Temba Mangbo, San Jum de Membigita, so Chiroba, the Nick Temba Mangbo, the Nick Temba Mangbo, Chasangi, Sosorangi, Digi Juyata, Dunga Seta, Dunga Digi Chupta, and Tablam down, Ne Dunga say, Tablam Chema, Sungores, Rada. In that Temba Sangi Jum de Nashinchik, Suntu Mares. That Temba Sangi Jum de Garson Lamna. Juliado, Tentige something, do not get a kind of Yungu, said Jebachi. Chisan Gudi and Zeyu, and you are the dead and your mobile. Deang doesn't marry by the lady leagues. Chisan that doesn't marry body. Meva Masuina, Gudi Meva Masuna, the Jebudi, Gidina, Nyakap Meva Sojana, and Jebudi, Chisan Gudi Zeyu doesn't marry by Meva so good. Doesn't marry by Meva so that kind of Sugorelamna, that don't you to be share of Gomnamato, Shansu to Yamidus. 디 상유줌디 켄샤스 지상 상유줌네 그런게 디 켄체 상유줌네 그런게 디 냠네 낭제 아니 가서래 디네 아니 가서 상유고방 토바레스 상유고방 토바레스 지상 상유줌네 디기 아니 라신이 마주바 또비게 로디 동바디 간에서 캠바레 람나 덴디게 남샤 삼다제 캠바레스 지상 동유 또에게 탑람 아니 덴디게 남샤 송샤 송 덴디게 남샤 송바 델라 덴네 동유 또 셔랍 지상 덴디게 송바디 윤덴디 베 상유줌네 델마다 샨달라 민두스 덴디게 셔야데 지상 덴네자 딜레 모서 교와가 가서 딜레 메두 주와가 지상 상유줌네 딜레 윤덴 라바직 아니 셴 수치레 민두스 지상 상유줌네 딜레 라바 캬바르 파바디 덴디게 윤데 다 윤덴 캬바르 셴레 덴바 셴레 윤덴 캬바르 파바디 레샤스 지상 덴디게 마시기 캬바르 파바디 상유줌네 디양 하소리아 제 와게 하소리아 랍제 송샤게르 송요레스.
Okay, at the second line, what is more marvelous than this? So this then refers to the many qualities of the Buddha. Wait, just a sec, sorry. Let me just read my notes again, something's not so clear what I've written here. Okay, so the second line, what is more marvelous than this? So this refers to what the Buddha attained and taught. Because in our world, both now and previously, there have been many teachers of methods to attain happiness and to eliminate problems. There have been many teachers teaching a variety of different methods and techniques to achieve this, but none are comparable to what Buddha Shakyamuni has both achieved and taught. So the Buddha taught what is meant by suffering, the fine details of the suffering that we experience, and moreover, he presented the cause of this and the cause of the suffering that we experience, as well as the way to investigate, so as we can come to see this for ourselves and come to know this as the truth. And the cause of our suffering is the contaminated karma that we have accumulated under the influence of our own afflicted minds. And these have as a cause the ignorance of self-grasping. That is the root cause of all the suffering that beings experience. So here is a presentation of dependency. From the cause of the ignorance of self-grasping comes the resulting afflicted minds, which lead to resulting contaminated karma being accumulated, which lead to the perpetuation of suffering. So here is another presentation of dependency. And as long then as we have this root cause of our suffering, this ignorance of self-grasping, ongoing suffering is going to result from having this cause. And moreover, the Buddha taught that this situation can be brought to an end. And it can be brought to an end through developing, cultivating the mind that is contrary to this ignorance, which is the wisdom, and in particular, the wisdom realizing emptiness. And the Buddha taught this not just from a point of theory, as if it was something that he had merely come to learn, but something that he had realized, and realized directly through his own training and inner development. And that was how the state of Buddhahood was attained. And then he taught the method for developing this wisdom which is contrary to ignorance, and that method is dependent arising. So he taught the technique of dependent arising to aid the realization of emptiness. And no other being has taught this method, and moreover, no other being has trained and attained this method other than Buddha Shakyamuni. It's only Buddhas who have realized this technique and thereby perfected their own good qualities and eliminated all faults completely. So this is what is meant by there is nothing more marvelous than this. In terms of all the various techniques that have been taught to achieve happiness and eliminate suffering, there's nothing more marvelous than the technique of dependent arising to aid the development of the wisdom realizing emptiness.
식당보디기 딜레 모서 교와강 교바달라데 배 마스 연된 항사에 가서 연된 항사에 배 마스 야구도 세실에 걸어 니바디기 딜레메도 중화 가서 데니기 연된 된바 현술로야 메데기 데니기 연된 차버도 파바도 시고 와상에 좀될 지사 데니 인자 때 연된 차버도 파바 임바다 배 연된 항사에 야구 임바디 김장 간지에 람나 네, 김제 국으로 와대 항상 야보들한테 항상 야보 김제 가려야지다. 항상 배 맛이 된바 현내 개발도 봐봐 연대 상계를마도 현 수강을 매디가 연대지도 라비도 다디 다 수강을 매디가 연대 개발도 봐봐 임비 김제 가려야지. 지금 삼노나 리로 와대네.
What we've heard in these first two lines then is praise for the amazing qualities that Buddha Shakyamuni developed, so the realizations that he attained through his cultivation of the wisdom realizing emptiness. And second, in the second line, we've heard about that no one else has attained these qualities nor taught this unsurpassable path to enlightenment. So what are the reasons for this? Because is this just a mere statement, or is this statement based on reasons? So this may be a doubt one has.
라신 마주바도 로니 보디다 연대 개발 파바 동이 두ber 최담지 라신이 마주바도 비고 로디다 다 텐디 최담지 텐진 제와 중도 로니 보디다 상유 줌네디 길로 열디 연대 개발도 파바래샤现在배마서 연대 항상에 들이샤라고 로디니 보디 다 디니 보디 연대 항상에 야보직 임버 김장 가래 랍나 데니기 텐진 제와 중에 삼도 다도 삼다도 네 규다 네 노출지면은 규가래가래 저 규대 될 때는 좋아도 하고 두고 그래서 세상 남로지 연대로지 자에게 뭐 공부들은 규대네 냠는 제바이나 네 대고 냠는 데네 야야 두고래서 데네 하고 두고 그래서 데네기도 전 땡진 저was음단 최탐지 라신이 마주 봐서 또도 데네 또 별로디기 안에 또 용도 안 가라 하고 그래서 가상 셰바 나진 아주 길라 로 라신이 주버 진디고 로디 당아도 녀모 중세 자위 규 라신 주버 진바디 이러와 딜로디 너주이 마하고 그래서 세상로 너주이 마하고도 디포야라 너주이 마하고도 디바포야리아 안 돈요 숙치몰래 숙칠래다 데네 돈요도 베셔라도 공바이나 고 자원에 빵두고 그래서 자원에 빵두고 그래서 세상 데네 인장 아주 녀모가 둥하여야 유자와데 빵두겐디 다 돈요도 베셔라 셰라 프레샤스 델레야 로바 다 땡진 저와 중에 또 별로 니니 보디 냠는 제용도 안에 아주라 강아제기 녀몽 동어 규이 조자 다신 사번에 제가 방투도 내 방어도 안에 아주 탈바야 고방 톱투도 안 탐지게 산지 고방 톱투도 제가 니니기 람 땡진 저와 중에 람데다 동방이 또 람니 보디 다 뱀마세 야부인바디 디레스 남산다 되게라 니니 마고 바지 남산다 되게 간스 공부이네 탈바 톱투야다 산지고바 톱투야 민두스 제가 다시 말이 봐야 돼 방투야 민두스 니니 공부 동이도 베셔라 공부할 때네 방투고 제가 뱀마세 야부래 샤세야 돼 약쇼래 샤세야 돼 뭐서 규르시비 김전디로와
Then what are these wondrous qualities that Buddha Shakyamuni is being praised for? So he's being praised for having cultivated within his own mind the wisdoms realizing emptiness and that realizing dependent arising. And these realizations exist within the continuum of Buddha Shakyamuni. So for having perfected this quality, he is being praised. So why is such a quality deemed as praiseworthy and seen here as wondrous or marvelous? And that is because through the cultivation of these wisdoms, through the development of these wisdoms, one is able to come to a very profound understanding of cause and effect. And through coming to this profound understanding of cause and effect, that any desired goal can be achieved through developing the complete causes This then gives one confidence in the possibility of spiritual progression, and it gives one strength of mind to develop the causes for the desired result. Furthermore, as one is cultivating these two wisdoms, one comes to understand that all phenomena, everything that exists, is empty of inherent existence. Nothing exists by way of its own self-existence or its own self-nature. And that means, so this understanding then means that the root cause of all our suffering, this ignorance of self-grasping, this ignorance that grasps at or believes that the self exists in the way that it appears, that it exists inherently, this is a wrong consciousness. So the wisdom understanding emptiness, the wisdom understanding dependent arising, this is able to understand that the ignorance of self-grasping is a wrong consciousness. When that understanding arises in a powerful way within us, then the wish to eliminate this wrong consciousness, this cause of all our suffering, arises within us in an intense way, in a manner that serves to give us great strength of mind to abandon this root cause of all our suffering, because we understand that it's a wrong consciousness and it can be eliminated. How so? Through the continuous cultivation of the wisdom realizing emptiness, which is assisted by or complemented by the wisdom realizing dependent arising. So here we give rise to a great strength of mind, a wish to persevere, to turn away from all distractions, all worldly activities, and put energy and effort into the cultivation of these wisdoms realizing emptiness and dependent arising. And in this way, we can completely eliminate this ignorance of self-grasping together with its seeds, and thereby attain even enlightenment. And no other path that has been presented by other teachers, no other technique to attain happiness and to eliminate suffering can lead to the attainment of liberation from samsara or omniscience. So it's for these reasons that Buddha Shakyamuni is being praised as being wondrous and marvelous.
Deniki Tonyu to Peshera, Tinjin George, loading around to Kies, Yamlen Chebaina, Disinil Shebana, Yomobacha, Pantuyada, Tawata Tamjiki go Totua. Dimase and the Carriosana and Manzuki, Tinjin, Tonyu, Tinjin George, Namcha, the Yawan, Yamneji, Hakoina, Di Shenlia, Ninjikia, the Jamnijikia, Janju Sim, Gomea, the Tisui, Yamu, Kasu. Digi Topki and Jamni Janju Sim Digia, Nuba Chertan to Wars, Shuk Janju Sim Kia, Jamni Gialia, Labardo, Pando Chimuchi Chawores.
So as we've been hearing then, Buddha Shakyamuni here is being praised for his own perfected realizations or perfected good qualities, that all phenomena are empty of inherent existence, but are also dependent arisings, dependent on causes or conditions, and or dependent one thing on another. So he's being praised for having this perfected quality, as well as having taught this to his students, having taught the method to cultivate these qualities within their own minds. And so therefore, he's being praised for having taught the path to liberation. And these realizations are of incredible importance, and they themselves are being realized, not only for being the unsurpassable method for the attainment of liberation from suffering, but because these minds, the wisdom realizing emptiness and the wisdom realizing dependence arising, they don't only complement each other, they also complement the second class of qualities that need to be developed in order to obtain or attain omniscience, and that is the minds of love and compassion, which lead to the cultivation of bodhicitta. Because the wisdoms realizing emptiness and realizing dependence arising, they serve to complement the cultivation of the minds of love, compassion, and bodhicitta, the essential minds that are required for the attainment of enlightenment. So therefore, these realizations of emptiness and dependence arising are greatly praised. What are the reasons then for this assertion that the wisdoms realizing emptiness and dependence arising, they complement or they aid the generation of powerful love and compassion? So when meditating on the situation of others or observing the situation of others and we see others suffering, compassion naturally arises within us. And the wish for them to be freed of this suffering naturally arises within us. Likewise, the wish for them not only be free of suffering but experience lasting happiness, these naturally arise within us when we observe, either in meditation or in observation, that others are suffering. But if we have been meditating and cultivating these wisdoms, realizing emptiness and dependence arising, we won't only feel empathy for the suffering of others and the wish that they are freed from this, but we will be acutely aware of their cause of suffering, because it's the same cause that for our own suffering, and that is they are experiencing the ripening results, its karmic ripening results that were accumulated due to their own afflicted minds, and those afflicted minds came about in dependence on the root cause of suffering of all beings, the ignorance of self-grasping. So we will, through our own meditations on reality, we will understand that the suffering that beings are experiencing, that we are observing, this has come about due to the ignorance of self-grasping. And moreover, through our own cultivation of the wisdoms of emptiness and dependence, the wisdoms realizing emptiness and dependence arising, we will know that that root cause can be eliminated. And therefore, all beings can be freed. All beings can free themselves from suffering. So this then leads to a great strength of mind and a great wish to progress spiritually, to continue our spiritual development. So here, when compassion arises for others, then seeing that their suffering can be eliminated, great strength of mind arises within us. And that great strength of mind leads to an exceptionally powerful mind of special intention arising. This is the mind that takes responsibility for the welfare of others. And how does this mind of special intention then arise in dependence on our wisdoms of realizing emptiness and dependence arising? Due to understanding the causes that have led to others' suffering, as well as understanding that they can be freed of these. We generate this mind of special intention, knowing that others are suffering due to their own ignorance. And almost all sentient beings have no idea as to what the cause of their suffering is, nor the method to be freed of this. This mind of special intention, taking responsibility for others' suffering, taking responsibility to lead others to the state of enlightenment, this arises with us in an overwhelming and intense manner. And then with such a mind, very easily powerful bodhicitta arises. The mind that commits to striving for enlightenment for the sake of others arises. So this is how the wisdoms realizing emptiness and dependence arising lead to the overwhelming and intense mind of special intention, and then bodhicitta.
Dan panikero du gyobeki sosugi tablam roji yobaje denya jik duchungshuro tangji pa joya da sosugi deni gyobeki tablam yoba ha ko baina penichul to ningje dati pe dene nge gyobin sempige semju sheji ligurwa deji tablam roji ma thong baina ane oda ningje chukir be sa so sembe semje je ma do 당해 gyobin sempige 당해 jigin sembe samno do yung marwa 지사데 페니 추케로도 갈아다 추케로는 닝제다 고강한 슈도 섬다 탑람 제제 어다데니 교회에 덴마트로서 데니도 고 데니지 데니 교 투사를 섬비 탑람 소도 통용하면 어다리 내교인데 뺏어 닝제 내교인서 비 샘슈체리 링거와 레전드니 덴바 로징아 교 투고와 디나신 샘젠트 중간 나와 통어도 중간 나주 유리간에 간에 하모고지 유리 매버서야 하모고나 다 동아 나기도 강아테 닝제 선배 삼지마도 다디 응해주긴 세비기 학삼축 치부들이 두 말와 지나다 동안다당 유다 하고 유디 매버서 당당 차상 하고 용도 한 동이도 봐 동이도 땡지게 남자도 유디 하고 동안 매버서 유 하고 매버서 다지 하고 그래 답람도 하고 그래 그 현장 다디 동아디 닝지아 다베 마시 강아레서 지상이 동화세야 도도 콘도 하모고데 되네 동화 나도샤 배 닝제서 닝제 라버게 되네 디 동화세야 탑람도 제사 네디 탑람 지기 네 세긴 셈비 셈슈 셰레야디 대시 베디 나시레다.
An analogy just to try and make this clear is, let's say we on a riverbank or on the beach, and we see someone drowning. And they're a little distance away from us. And so seeing someone drowning and in a state of desperate fear, of course compassion is going to arise within us. And a wish to do something will arise within us. But if there's nothing we can do, they're out of arm's reach, or we don't know how to swim, then that compassion is not going to lead to a great intensity of mind, a mind that wants to take action, because, well, there's nothing that can be done. So whilst compassion for the suffering of others arises, the strength of that mind of compassion is going to be limited. But if we have the ability to do something to help this person, either we are a strong swimmer, or there's a rowboat and we can use this, then we can do something. So this mind of compassion is much stronger because we now can do something. We can help the suffering being. So this then can be likened to the yogi who has successfully meditated on dependent arising and the wisdom realizing emptiness, and come to a strong understanding of the suffering that they themselves experience, the causes of that suffering, that suffering can be eliminated, and how the path to cultivate to eliminate that suffering, and thereby have given rise to a understanding of emptiness and an understanding of dependency. So such a practitioner then, when they observe the suffering of others, this understanding that they have cultivated in relation to themselves, this then they can apply to the suffering of others. And seeing that others are suffering due to the cause of the ignorance of self-grasping, that ignorance can be eliminated if only that person understands, first of all, the cause, and secondly, the path to eliminate that suffering. The path being the wisdom realizing emptiness and the wisdom realizing dependence arising. This then leads to a great strength of mind, a commitment to develop themselves so that they are able to teach others and thereby lead others to a state freed of suffering. So in this way, the realizations of dependence arising and emptiness, they serve to complement, to assist the strength of the minds of compassion and special intention and bodhicitta.
That suggests Omani Sudi Kyola Dönani Döbar Kyrki Shendu means Larva. Sudi Kyola Dönani Sidu, that's on you Jumden did that Rashi Majuba Topi, Lotang, Tianxin Jojubi Topi, Loni, Jiro, Jigi Gilia, George, and the Jig George, Yobata, and the Nigit Rashi Majuba Topi, that dinner to Loti, that the Nigi and then Chabachen, Madu Dunga Sayata. 강아 세투야당 연된 차상 줍투야기 옛네 잠니제 하바도 베게 투야기 되니기 누버예 되게 되니기 산지를 연된 두스 되니기 연된 데라 되니 결혼을 연된 데네스도 베 야고레샤슨 떼바 푸베이나 된 떼바 약쇼디레샤스 제가 그래서네 코 연된 두비하게 약쇼 연된 약쇼 계슈 샹르메 바 캬바도 파바 된바 샹르메 바 연된 데니시도 지나 데네기 연된 산지기 연된디 연된디 파 죄제 데네기 연된디 죄제 파 되버 푸에네 약보레샤랍나 디다다 차기도 맞아 현다 결혼 구수 빼 수부 약보레샤 결혼 남바 약보레샤 결혼 유체보레샤 아니 결혼 빼 마시게 주르드야 두스네 되바데 데스 샤라스 데네시레스 제가 약쇼데다 되버 푸엘이야 디케주디기 죄해진 결혼 디두스랍네 고되어 푸고로와 맞아 마신와데 매와라케 신기민도세데 견제말 되바 차겨 말와 제가 결혼을 연된 뺀 결혼 주르드야도 결혼 구수 약보도 결혼 데네 푸 되버 푸에디 되바 중정하시레스 제가 다데디 상기기 캠비 연된 죄제 디캠비 연된 대양 마저 탈바다 탐지 캠비 톱 뉴비 연된 현래 판바 개심을 주투비 데네 뉴비에 데네 연된지 단 덴디기 또 별로다 동이 또 별로 되셔 세상 디 연된 데네 두 세대 되제 연된 디죄제 상예리아 되고 푸에는 다들 되봐 딱딱해 차고를 되나 된바도 차고래서
Then he can atikang sumpa dangshi
니가
Looking at the third and fourth line then, praising you in this manner is praise indeed, all other is lesser. So if we think of generally in the world when we compliment others or we praise others, we'll praise them for perhaps some of their inner good qualities, or perhaps for their success in the world, or for their possessions that they may have acquired, or perhaps for their physique. So these would be the kinds of things generally we would praise people for. But when we turn our mind to the Buddha and we think of his qualities, these kinds of ordinary things, even to the level that a Buddha achieves them, these are not the supreme qualities that the Buddha should be praised for. the qualities to praise the Buddha for, in particular, is the wisdoms that he has cultivated and taught, namely the wisdoms realizing emptiness and dependent arising. And praise him for these, because he has not just attained them, but taught them. And he's taught them in a way that is clear and enables his students to cultivate these minds within themselves. And he praise him, having seen this relationship of how the one wisdom complements and aids the other. And moreover, how these wisdoms also complement and aid the cultivation of powerful minds of love, compassion, special intention, and bodhicitta. Because it's these inner qualities of the wisdoms realizing emptiness and dependent arising, as well as the teaching of these, that lead to the attainment of a state freed of suffering for all sentient beings. Hence, these are the qualities, and there's nothing higher worthy of praise.
지사 데네자 디연된디야 산유 쯤낸 디기 나솔야 마 잠바다 제위 토네 나솔 아니 나주기 누가 세야다 디기 주여야 탑랄 양안주야 송샤스 배마세 야고 슈레샤스 지사 데네긴자 산지 송바 나신 나주기 덴티기 남샤티게 바 삼다 라시 마주바세도 생아주기 송바 나신 아주 냠len 제바 있나 또바 있나 냠len 제생 아주 하고 요도 아니 가린 거로선 산유 쯤낸 데라 대바 대바 하고도 대바 기도 그래서 대바 대수 대바 되게 아니 도도 매바 도야요 말스 배 대바 배 맛이 숙체무 기도 그래서 도도 매바는 미션다게다 견주라시나 간절히 오다디한 마도르 유어드 내가 여러 진짜 유어균을 가서 소수가 하고네 니수도 신제네 상유연된의 신제네는 아주게 야 대바 기고라 진짜 될래야 아니 시비 대바 세우라 시비 대바 연대 하고네 제가 상제를 연된 데니스도 제가 연된 대회는 안 송바데 제일 원고 송바를 안 줄래 잠바데 제일 원고 송바 제가 상제를야 다음에 받아 땡디게 남자도 연된 잠바다 제일 연된 데니게 연된도 선 하고 두고 그래서 하고도 상제 점내들 하고도 대바 마시게 시비 대바세 토토 그래 대바 때문에 토토 그래서 제가 데니게 대바 토도 데는 하저게 대바 상제 점내들 마시 심링기 시비 대바 토요나 상유 쯤내 되게 롭된 람냠는 제타들마 손을 만주 하바도 될이야 아니 매바지야도 두바지에 롭정지 투그레스 제투바에 나가지고 상이게 나와 나신 정아지고 냠는 같이 숙취에 제투네 상지 고방 토야라 타녀는 여줘야다 안젤이야 상유 쯤내데 그런기 현래 팬부 두바 나신 아주 팬부 투그레 상유 쯤내 되게卷차상 세 연된 차상 토바 나신 아주이네卷탐제 세야다 연단 탐지 또 투그레스 데네 투워자 상유 쯤내데 데네기 인자 아주리아 덴지게 나 상유 쯤내 손시비 덴지게 남샤다 다음에 또 뱉다 되 남샤 상유 쯤내데 손시비 잠지기 델리아 냠네 지역과 뱀마스 계치모레샤스 럽자르 위티순 거랑 아주래.
In this verse, then, what is the advice that Lama Tsongkhapa is giving us? What was his motivation when he composed this verse? So here he's drawing our attention that Buddha Shakyamuni, motivated by minds of love and compassion, has presented the teachings on dependent arising and emptiness, in particular the harmony of dependent arising and emptiness, how these two complement each other. And this is the unmistakable method by which all suffering, no matter not just coarse but also the subtlest forms of suffering, can be completely eliminated, as well as all good qualities can be developed within oneself. And so, having heard this then, and reflecting on the presentations of dependent arising and emptiness as Buddha Shakyamuni has taught them, this should lead to strong faith in the Buddha and his teachings, a faith that is free of doubt, free of confusion, because this is a faith based on reasons. It's not a faith based just on the charisma or reputation of the teacher, but it's a faith based on reasons. And this faith then serves to propel our wish to train and develop ourselves in the same way as Buddha Shakyamuni and all the previous Buddhas have trained, and lead us to develop a strong wish to attain the same goals as they have, now that we understand the method of meditating on dependent arising and coming to understand or develop the wisdom realizing emptiness. So this is the reason that this verse has been taught, and this is the advice that Lama Tsongkhapa is giving us.
Bendigo samtaje tongyu toyalia tablam jiure sedi jisan kasan shebana ru shebana jin dambo khowalia ane jige nimbo meba khoyu gyun da dene khoyu gyun da ne khowadil jogu du sem khowadil matarna da tabminus khowadil tarbi tarba se tobudu sembigi ane targo sembigi jon samtayale an dene zada ngi jon samtaye de de ane jinga jugi jayu sem sam rang jibu 마사바데 셈제 탐지에 다 랑세야디 셈제 탐지 코와를 조고도 진짜 셈제 탐지 코와를 조고도 셈비기 셈제 탐지게 된다래 인삼 삼다야다 되네고 소소라게다 나세야디 녀모바 나도 동아 중에 규조디 레다 녀모바를 들리고래 레다 녀모바데 가르친 리고는 제비규 하는 다시 마리바 세야디 리고래 삼다야다 din dazi maribat paayadila ta nga sayadi sosorangale samdaji nga sayadi nangtule ganis nangdus din nawa na shinchi kawa dumidus an jeba chayadi kasanga zu rob chikshirwa da adiro shirwa.
As we heard last night in the presentation on how to meditate on this topic, the starting point should be to generate a powerful mind for our meditation. And this is what we've just covered now, by reflecting on the qualities of the Buddha and his teachings. Then a strong faith based on reasons arise. And this then serves to give impetus to our meditation, to give us strength of mind to make effort in our meditation. So now, in the presentation on how to meditate last night, this then was the first step. And then this was followed by reflecting on suffering, and reflecting on the sufferings that one experiences, no matter where one is born in cyclic existence, and reflecting on not just coarse suffering, but subtle suffering. And this should lead then to a wish, of course, to be freed of suffering. No one wants to suffer. And this wish to be freed of suffering becomes the mind of definite emergence, the mind that definitely wants to emerge from the suffering state of samsara. And at this point, we can choose to add an additional step, and that would be to remind ourselves that this suffering that is being experienced is certainly not unique to myself, it's not unique to those that I care for, but it's something that all beings are experiencing. And this wish to be freed of it is also not unique to just myself or my loved ones, but is shared by each and every sentient being. And we can use that then as a starting point to develop the mind of bodhicitta. And then we can thereafter continue with the meditation as we heard last night, about how reflecting on what is the cause of suffering. And that is the contaminated karma that we have accumulated due to our own afflicted minds, which have as their root the ignorance of self-grasping. And can this be eliminated? Can this ignorance be eliminated? Well, through developing the contrary mind, the wisdom realizing emptiness and the wisdom realizing a dependent arising, can be eliminated. And then, as we heard last night, we go into the meditation on developing that wisdom, seeing how the self appears, and then going through the various stages as we heard last night. So here, just what we're presenting that's new is new to the, or in addition to the meditation we presented in detail last night, was how to incorporate the cultivation of bodhicitta.
그디 나가서 동아지 연구를 받아 강아지 강아 그디네 연구를 다디 강아 강아 연구를 디가리아 디 강아 동아 저 코와들 니고 민도 지지 강아 책이지 동아도 선비가 동아 삼단 디깔라 가라서 동아 예비 강리아 동아 삼단에 그래서 깔래 가르당 두어스 지난디 너주로시 제 삼삼라지 용시기로와 어다 동아 삼다 코리 동아 니보메와 삼단에 강아 셔주도 지난디 야면도 선비 용시기로와
So here there's a potential for a doubt to arise, especially with the second step of the meditation where one reflects on suffering. Because if this reflection is done well, then an intense disgust for cyclic existence will arise, because one will see that samsara itself has no essence. There is no happiness to be found within cyclic existence. And this then can lead to the mind becoming quite dispirited, the mind's strength perhaps being lost. So some doubt about the benefit of this step in the meditation may arise.
Di yu ganes chile jungudu ganes jungudu sebe ya samada wache ande kanga jungda ya samda de ne kanga kharore kale kale ada soso kanga yu ka de no kanga ada pe de ne yimu je ge ninga yo ro de je ninga yo de ne za de ne gi de ne chara samada ne ya ro chegro wa dan anjugi kanga samda dunga de ne jungudu wa dunga de ne jungudu pa kanga de ge de no kanga di pa samda ta kanga de se udu 지상 때 강아지 간에서 연구도 우선 당보 강아지 파삼다 강아 삼다네 강아 여바도 망고지 하고 때 강아지 세우 강아지 간에서 찔려 연구도 우선 니버디하 율 파삼다 그 간에서 연구도 유 간에서 찔려 연구도 삼다에도 이 연나 유디 하고 연구와 유디 하고도 다한 니버디라 유디 하고도 다 녀모발에다 녀모바들 리기도서 유디 하고 그러고 대다 숨바들다 다 유다 율레다 녀모바들 간스 빵고래 빵 투부도에 민도 제바 제어도 되네 그 다음에 따와도 하고도 그러와 제가 되네 이제 빵 투구여 봐도 하고도 그래 되네 하고도 되네 샘실 마서 오 당이 빵에 두디빵 투구도 되네 일단 내 동아리 마음바나 다들 때 마음바나 동아 매바 짜오긴 매바 투구도 투사래 선배기 소섬데 뽑을리고 그래 제가 동아 섬 단체 이 규진바 참다 디니바 삼다 디니스테도 소설이야 뽑을리고 진짜 뽑을래도 샘슈체로도 디 베즈기 뭐야게 탑람 자 베즈 자와들이야 베즈 슈체르고 그래 가제 슈체르도베네 디지기 소설이야 빠야랴 타냐냐 매바서야라 요르고 주고 되네 인자 디기 동아 삼당제 디 강을야 규동아 간에 중구도 삼 규가를 띠기도 니바 삼다 대 융아 규디 하고 규디 매바서야 두 민두 투구 민두 스베 삼다 숨바 삼다도 아니 투구여 받아 하고 투고래 되네 하고 투구 뽑아 쳐줘 그래 제가 동아 삼다에 판도 쉬운 거래 제가 동아 삼마다와 제는 삼다와는 안쪽에 델야 탈되게 삼마코랑 기고 말 탈되게 삼마기도 아주 동아 규용해야 간지 연구도 스메 델야 제바 코랑 기고 말 제바 맞잖아 융아 유하고 말해 동아 유하고는 동아 유방나 하고 말해 되네 인자 제바 제과데 동아 삼당과데 예시 모시오레스 제가 동아 자냐 삼당제 동아데 간지 연구도 스메 이바 삼마다 바이나 근데 너트레스 제가 디칼레 가라래
There is some validity to such a doubt, because if one meditates effectively on the suffering that we experience and the suffering that pervades the cyclic existence, then this does bring the mind down, because we're seeing that there is no lasting happiness to be found anywhere within cyclic existence. Samsara has no essence. There's nothing that can be strived for within samsara that will lead to the attainment of lasting happiness or lead to the elimination of suffering. And if we then leave the meditation at that point and we get up from our meditation seat, then our mind is likely to be quite suppressed, a little bit down. So there is some validity to such a doubt. So therefore it's imperative that one continues in that same session and takes the meditation further. One needs to think about suffering and then think about what is the origin, the causes of suffering. Where does it come from? Because if the causes are identified, then naturally the third thought will come, can those causes be eliminated? Knowing that if a cause is eliminated, no result will come. And then thinking, when one has thought about whether it is possible to eliminate the causes of suffering, then seeing that it is possible, the strong wish will arise to, well, let me engage in this technique that will lead to the elimination of suffering. Then the wish will arise within us to make effort, to abandon this ignorance of self-grasping. And this mind will be a confident mind. It will be a powerful mind. It will have great strength. So here, we need to guard ourselves against the fault of only thinking about suffering and leaving the meditation there. So that is one fault that we need to guard ourselves against, because this will lead into the mind becoming dispirited. And if we then engage in meditation again, we may make a second fault, which is, I don't really want to reflect on suffering because I don't enjoy that. Who wants to think about that everything is just awful? And then one may skip that step. And that is would be a second fault. The reason why meditating on suffering is so important is we need to come to understand how suffering pervades our experience within cyclic existence, so as to see that the samsaric affairs, samsaric activities are meaningless in the sense that none of them lead to lasting happiness. None of them lead to the complete elimination of suffering. And this mind is required because it serves to give rise to the wish for something better, for something beyond what we have. It gives rise to the wish to move beyond the sufferings of samsara to the state of liberation. So therefore it's imperative to meditate on suffering, to guard against that fault of not giving rise to a wish to be freed of suffering. And then secondly, we need to continue our meditation, reflecting on the causes and whether those causes can be eliminated and how to do so, the path to develop. And that way, we will arise from our meditation with a great strength of mind, wanting to be freed from suffering, knowing that we can do it, and we have the ability to do so. Now we come to the 22nd verse. There are those who fiercely oppose you due to being enslaved by ignorance. Hence the words no inherent existence are unbearable, and that comes as no surprise. This verse then is referring to non-Buddhists who, if they hear this presentation on emptiness and dependent arising, they will think that the Buddha Dharma is mistaken, and Buddha Shakyamuni himself is mistaken in what he taught, because how can it be that phenomena possess no self-existence, no inherent existence, but are rather mere dependent arisings? They will see this presentation, as well as its propounder, as being mistaken.
몽베 전도 송와있어요. 몽바라도 그런지 딘진 저거 주에 남샤디 도고 하 먹어 와래서. 그래서 딘진 저거 주에 남샤디 하 먹어 와. 하 먹어 완전 최담제랑 신주비 동바디 하 먹어 와래서. 하 먹어 완전 그런지 갈로스네. 아 저기 상점내디기 근데 간해지나 현실을 뛰는 두고 그래서. 지금 뭐보 간해지는 규제를 뛰는 두고 그래 마도 규제를 마도 가요 말라고 봐. 다 그런지 미 갈라고 해서는 가시게 되네. 아니 치료바 가시게 되네. 아주 규단 뭐버디 중요해. 규요 말 깨요 말에. 규단 깨 가야 뭐 그런랑시 줍디가 됐어 시기로 와. 가시게 되네. 아니 어디서 아니 관초가 쇠 발해서 왕초가 쇠 발해서 아주 왕초 쇠 샤발해서. 아니 규단 깨되면 왕초 쇠 발해서. 가시네 아직 지도线지도线可能这些叫了我的那些主国的设计但关键可能这个的那个来源的就像可能这个电竞这就南下马西吧去上新的马这边南下马西吧咱这里蒙吧的马好莫话的是还莫话咱的那个可能这个还莫话今年去他们这有点见面的主播的去他们这关注个主播那话的学吧的就是上新主播的身边三落的个니기 제형으로 차송하듯 제형 욕보로시 니기 왕체를 마서 니기 왕체 주거를 당하죠 콩라사는 콩족이 왕기 가서 현례 직수시야다 현례 균지 제바 연구로 와 지상 콩라족이 상业좀 내대 노르샤 신민을 나오고 김자 가서 콩라족이 땡땡 남자 하모고 라신이 마주바데 하모고하지 몽바데 몽체 레균데 남자 몽 이몽완장 콩라족이야 라신 주바리 세야다 아니 최탐제电竞这个좀 말에 선배 삼로디 흉치 뭐래서 지상 삼로디 흉치 뭐여 봐인자 니기 삼로디기 샤원도 규르요 그래서 그러면서 샤원도 규르요 그래서 안서로 욕보라 제요 제는 욕보라 그래 욕보디 가서는 진다디게 갈라블라로 그냥 디체고래 디체올라 제마도 코로나 와치요 말와 디나신 코로나들이야 왕치 민두스 가르스네 코로나들 최탐제 라신 주바레스 电竞这个좀 말에 선배기 삼로디기 안에 제 요번하지 차제 제요도 송화래 샤스.
The first line in the Tibetan is the second line for us due to being enslaved by ignorance. So the reason that let me just check one thing first. Can I go to netang di ngata mompa sena di marikpa mare? Because the chitang hamago. 몽바를 담보电竞 저거 저 하모고와 최담제 랑신이 주비 동바데 하모 동이 하모고 하모데 거래 랑신 주버 짐이 짐바 그래서 차사 몽바차 라신 주버 짐이 짐바데 몽바래 아니 电竞 마중아 말에 선배 섬로데 몽바래 하모 랑신 주버 하모고와 电竞 저 하모고디 몽바로와 So this refers to the view of this refers to non-Buddhists who cannot understand that all phenomena are empty of inherent existence due to being dependent arisings, due to being dependent on causes and conditions. And the reason they cannot come to understand this is they have a confusion or a lack of an inability to understand. And this is due to their ignorance of self-grasping. So now, just to say as an aside, the word translated as ignorance here, there are different words in Tibetan. In English, they're all ignorance. This one carries the connotation of confusion or not knowing, but it's also an ignorance. So that's what I just checked with Genla. And he said, so the way to understand this ignorance is that this confusion or not knowing is compounded by their ignorance of self-grasping. So there's the sequence due to their ignorance of self-grasping. They are unable to comprehend the teachings of the Buddha on dependence arising and emptiness, and therefore they remain enslaved by their ignorance or their confusion. So they are unable to accept these teachings on dependence arising and emptiness because, according to what they understand, phenomena are either inherently existent, they come into being due to their own power, and they don't accept cause and effect. They do not believe in karma, they do not accept cause and effect. They just think, oh, phenomena just exist. And there's no greater analysis than that. Or alternatively, they may believe a greater God creates a phenomena. And so everything that exists is created by a God. So due to a view such as these, then they don't accept cause and effect. Therefore, they cannot accept dependent arising due to dependency on causes and conditions. And therefore, they cannot accept that all phenomena exist whilst lacking inherent nature. And this then is their ignorance, their not knowing. And that leads them to criticizing both the Buddha as well as what he taught. And then this word that we have here is enslaved, this ignorance that enslaves them. This term enslaved carries the connotation of being assisting or helping the ignorance, or helping their confusion. So their confusion is assisted by their ignorance. So in this way we can see the deeper meaning of the two different understandings to ignorance. A confusion or not knowing, as well as the ignorance of self-grasping. The one aids or assists the other. And this leads them to being unable to understand the Buddha's teachings.
Dewa chunga mare sempe samlo digi khonso wangdu gyurche janyo son de bare. Desa dine enza khonso ge sanye jumne de dan tungo mare chere. Tungo mare. Karsan sanye jumne de kyoran pe norshu she jawa na shi. Ta pene jidang an zugi sansam dang, sajia dang, yujela tonne jawa de chago mare. Dine dawa me tunbe chane. Ane sanye jumne diga rashi madu bare dinjin jawa chungo re she di khonso dile dawa dile nugo orwa. 지산 이따와도 메튠 바인자 델이야 만 상이 좀 내라 거부치고 말해 지산 편추야 안 지그 상이 좀 내라 봐 오다디 노트 쉬우치도 등안 줄이야 니 그때 나 저기 냠는 제 최야 니겐 당도 써야 돼 메튠 바래 시제 발라나 대다 마튠 바 마찬 봐서 제거래 지산 데니기 치료베 디게 안 상이 좀 내라 안 마가와 가서 튕고 말해 따와라 다와마 미팅 바래. 제가 다위에 차네 마팅 바래. 제가 다위에 차네 공 다위기 토차네. 네. 상이 좀 낸데 자원 하신 섬당 거래지래.
Due to being enslaved by ignorance, there are those who fiercely oppose you. So looking at now our first line, those who fiercely oppose you. So as we've heard, these refer to non-Buddhists. And they fiercely oppose Buddha Shakyamuni and his teachings due to being enslaved by their ignorance. So they oppose Buddha Shakyamuni because his teachings, his view, is contrary to their own deeply held beliefs. And they therefore see the Buddha and his teachings as an opponent or as an enemy, but not in the sense of an enemy like one nation may perceive another, but the views of the Buddha and the views that the Buddha propounds, those being contrary to their own deeply held beliefs, they oppose the Buddha and see the Buddha as an opponent. They are unable to be harmonious with the Buddha due to being unable to find, to coexist, to be able to have the views of the Buddha and their own views coexisting. So therefore they fiercely oppose the Buddha as well as his teachings.
미지 귤라스 제데 안에 차르시 예수의 증이바 니데 지난 디 라신 메베타스 상예 점낸 디게 최담제 라신 마두바레 최담제 딘진 저와 중어레 마송요도 콘주 균의 셈리아 세우고 말했어 다딘 노트 쉬우시도 배둑자식 다딘에 싸우기는 말에 삼제 디네 셈고레스 콘주기 가서 디 라신 메베타 상이 좀 낸디게 최담지 라신 마두바레 최담지 딘진 저 중어레 마송요도 내가 건조 세우고 말했어 건조리 아데 기부용 거 봐. 다데데 상이 좀 넣으시도 다데 야 오면은 셈피가 셈리 미세와 쉬우치리고레스 다 이거래지래 내가 살지 위해서야 돼 제름지 송고라 지상 건조리디 용고래데 내가 할래야 가 민두스 그래서네 할래야 가요 말했어 그러다.
Hence the words no inherent existence are unbearable, and that comes as no surprise. Looking then at our third line, hence the words no inherent existence. So here when these non-Buddhists, when they hear that phenomena lack inherent existence, no phenomena is inherently existent, but is rather a dependent arising. When they hear this, they think, oh, this is incredible. This is how can anyone believe this? This is obviously mistaken. To them, it's inconceivable that this is a correct view. Moreover, they find it amazing that anyone even would believe such a thing. And therefore, they find hearing a presentation such as this as unbearable in that it is completely contrary to their own deeply held beliefs, their own worldview, their own understanding of how the world exists. So this is the meaning of these last two lines. And that they react in this way, Lama Tsongkhapa says, comes as no surprise to him. He doesn't find it amazing at all that they react in this way.
디기 샤왕도 규되어와 제가 디 샤왕도 규바엔자 코로나를 견제 제ля 코로나 따와다 마튠바다 코로나 디니자 아니 코로나 주견 통과를 견 통화제 아니 디야고 민우스 견제네 디고나 디 제라 항사가요 말해서 제가 디스고와.
The reason that Rinpoche doesn't see their reaction as surprising at all is because these are people who do not accept the views of the Buddha Dharma. They don't accept cause and effect, therefore they don't accept dependent arising, therefore they don't accept that phenomena are empty of inherent existence. And that is because these views of the Buddha Dharma are contrary to their own deeply held views. So therefore, that they reject these and they reject them in a forceful, they reject these views and they reject them in a forceful manner, this comes as no surprise to Lama Tsongkhapa.
nanganzu kala suya rochide kala gine suya mashingenje kala suya gi jangdora maje kala suya mashingenje gi kala suya je kala shimbura shikune mewachina de midelya odai di midde kala pe dugje zesa yago suya minsen hansa skayo maro kasne ko kala suya goro shingo ma ko kala suya le jangdora koro jeyo maro jita dine zanganzu gi garsam gresne odai pe dugje zesa sang maro ada adati ko ek suya dine kayo maro ko koro suya shingo maro ko kala suya le jangyo maro was dine gi sam ma do anganzu gi odai pe ko kala dugje shu suya hansa maro wa da hansa ya de gan chil sangarlamna kala suya ki pen lo mangbu ji kala suya de jangdor shu che pen jangdor mangbu che char che ene kala suya ki jangdor che dene kala suya gyu che de che sa cha de yo ba che dene ko kala suya de kala de shimu gine me so ba yin ane an mi kala o da sang ro ata mi di kala ya ko gine su min do ko 가르는 거 칼라 수요단 신고래 장사를 유지처럼 차대 다 그 칼라야 윤의 수민에서 되나 항상 그러 항상에 될 상그리마도 칼라 장도를 수요에게 장도를 맞이게 수요 마신게 미디 칼라 신부 매서나 될 항상 말와 칼라 신부 수면서 항상 말와 배디나시래서.
For example, if one is invited to a meal from someone who's really cannot cook, they've never had to cook for themselves, they have no interest in cooking, but yet they're going to serve a meal to you, then when the food is tasteless or perhaps has an awful taste, you're not going to be surprised. It will be as expected. Likewise, or conversely, if you were to go to someone's home and you know this person is a skilled cook, and you had a look in the kitchen and you see they've accumulated wonderful ingredients, then you're going to be expecting a delicious meal. But if that delicious meal doesn't come and it's something quite awful, then you will be surprised, because this is a skilled cook with all the right ingredients, but yet what they've served is quite awful. So then being surprised would make some sense.
장도를 제제 수요 마신바 나신 대리 코로나 중에 된디게 남자 하고 말 라신 마주바지야 하고 말 마호한테 딜레 몽바차되래 몽바차자 상여 줌네 딜레 대바여요 말에 상여 줌네 디게 송야 딜야 킬린 지고 말에 매반자 상 마제반자 상여 줌네 디게 라신 마주 송야 딜라 건조 어디 노샤야 우민도 람나 하사야 가요 말에스 나 상여 줌네 딜야 대바체 상여 줌네 디게 제수장 된지게 남체 킬린 되네 아니 라신 마주방 스텔리아 케밀린 바이나 디 하사야 레스 버다
This then is just like we've been hearing in this verse, that those non-Buddhists who do not accept the view of the Buddha, they will not accept cause and effect. They will not accept dependent arising. They will not accept emptiness, and this is no surprise, because due to their ignorance of self-grasping, they have a mind of strong ignorance or confusion about reality, and grasping at their own views and their own deeply held views of reality, they will not accept what the Buddha has taught. So therefore there really is no surprise that they reject the Buddha's views. However, those who are Buddhists and accept the Buddha Dharma, they accept cause and effect, they accept dependent arising, but they believe in inherent existence. This is surprising to Lama Tsongkhapa.
delya seven tabbi giyo bada ne seven medodi kela seven kuyo bada in the haku gore seven tab gore seven ya ki yong gore ki kabla delya ro ko ro chu da ki lu ma bu ko ya haku gore ni me zhe ko ya haku gore se ni ma de ya chu lu ya ta cha sa haku do se den zhe ha mo se人民的den zhe haku do son ju ge ji gon ju ge ji ro den zhe ha mo san ga de la gore je sa gon ju den zhe haku do ane bu ko ma son na ane 아말 파기와다 게네는 아주 세주기 파진 차롱제야야 세주고바 델레 덴제야야 주고바데 하고도 와서 근데 덴제 하고 문도세 덴제를 몽바래는 노주에 삼삼 명식이로 와
디시로 타마타마데
덴제 치료바디기 덴제를 몽바래세 덴제 하고고 말스 덴제게 남자 몽바래세 디지디셰로 와서 몽바스 라야디 노주에 샤가스 몽바래면도 건수 덴제 하고고도 사번 답 출리고 덴제 제부께다 So
it's possible that you think, but hang on, how can we say that worldly people or non-Buddhists don't accept dependent arising, whereas there is an acceptance of dependent arising in the world? Every gardener knows that if they want beautiful flowers, the seed needs to be planted in suitable soil, that seed needs to be cared for, and if the conditions are right, then beautiful flowers will grow. So everyone understands this, and this is dependency. Likewise, we all understand that if we want children, then one has to get pregnant, and the child needs to be born, and once born, needs to be cared for, needs to be fed nutritious food and taken good care of, and then it will grow up. So this is an illustration of dependency, and it's widely accepted in the world. So there may be some doubt about whether dependency is actually rejected by non-Buddhists.
Deso ane ko chiruba khashigi deso rangshin dubare la gor koron rang ngone dubdi gore garasne sujigi chama nebusu gi yuyo mare te yuyo mare sukan yuyo mare koron dubdi gore sa shi goro 제가 ane pene jakashel ya be ningji wo shu jirmoda ben jam ben mabshal ma jirmoda mala yorwada be chiki sondoda mala deso ko rangshin dubdi gore 제가 deso yuyo mare 제가 지gle 된 주와 말에 자고라다 당보 공화 당 공화를 된지 안에 제 전부 차와래데 거기 자돌이야 도배 마세 리모 참아 차신 리모 쇼연디 지모데 레레레는 수지게서요 유어 말에서 그걸 라시 주도 그래서 내내시거로 야 가시네 가지고 미디기는 두 신의 지금 야기다 아미기와요도 참로 제바 하고 걸 대야야도 아미기인데 아미 조나라 차도 유간에 스틸 차와래라는 디엔자하고 두고 말다 디권쪽에 나서야 봐래고 제가 나중에 아미 마기고 요바다 하고 걸와 아미 나는 바기 진짜 뭐야 차도 당번 아미 조나라 방아지 남시 쉬어야 되게 간스 연구를 하려고도 권쪽에서 봐래서 걸 제가 디엔젤에 된자하고 거 맞는데 라바라바도 하고 두고 진짜 되네 인자 되네게 된디게 참모 때야 찾아도 하모도 권주에서 말했어 유요 말했어 난데 되네게 된데서 되네 셔봐 인자 하모고 한자 된디 남샤라 뭐 봐서 되네 실려고 말도 라바라바 되게 말해.
So certainly dependency or dependent arising is accepted in the world, but what is the understanding of dependency that is accepted is a very coarse understanding. The subtler understandings of dependency is not accepted in the world. So, for example, with the illustration about to have beautiful flowers, one needs to plant a seed. There will be many people who don't think about, does the seed have causes? And they, moreover, may think that the seed itself is causeless because no one makes seeds, they're just there. So they'll believe seeds to be causeless, or they'll believe seeds to have their own essence, or their own inherent existence, or that from a seed a flower can grow, and having that ability exists by way of its own essence. So the understanding here of dependency is only on a very coarse level. The subtler levels are not thought about. Likewise, in terms of pregnancy and conception. So it's, of course, widely accepted that pregnancy comes about in dependence on causes, but there are different views as to how the being and the fetus, they come together. And many people will believe that there's a role that a creator God plays by sending the being or the soul into the fetus, and in this way, at a certain point in development, then the fetus could be called life. So here, there's an understanding of dependency, but the understanding of dependency is, again, very coarse. Or likewise, that if one thinks of birds, in particular peacock, so just about everyone agrees peacocks are really beautiful. But the beautiful plumage of a peacock, most people in the world will not think that beautiful plumage of the peacock is a dependency. That also came about in dependence on causes. And they will just see that plumage as being inherent to a peacock. And so, in these ways, dependency is not thought about in great detail or to subtler levels. So the dependency that is accepted in the world, this is only on a very coarse level.
Tianjin Zhawa Junwa Mare, Samche Sam Tang Yadu, and Di Jianjin Sanji Sonya Delia, Yunjue Da Hamoa, and North Russia, Sambi Yunjeli Gurwada, Sosa Hamoasia. Dini in Zadang Azulia, Hakuela, Tianjin Namsha Hakueda, Hashim Madu Hakuela, Karji Ore Labna, Mango, Tianjin Namsha, and Mambo Nyango Resor, that Mambo Tianjin Zhawa Jumiki, and Mas Chu, Mambo Nye, and Delia. Mechike Tianjin Zhawa Chunwa Delia, Nian Jie, Tsara Mangbo Nianyane, Nian Dunda Deliane, and some Dang Hures, Tianjin Zhawa Chube, Dijine Digare Yungudu, Dijine Denecanis Yungudu, Dijine Ganese Tupsare, some big, and the Tianjin Zhawa Chunwa Deliane, and some Dang, and the Mangbo Te, Che Xu, Dene, and they don't that lea sometime. Don't that the do sometimes the Nitin Jawa Chumbi, do some the Tamadla, that's some mambo, that did Resha, some be how going Delia, then Zichi do Miche, on the Gomja Wores. She's not the Niki Javaina. She's not Dinjin Jew Jumatone, Rashi Matubas, how to put it. She's not Dinjin Jawa Jumada, how go, Rashi Matu, how go do, didn't Dinjin Jawa, Momba, Mohamawadi, Momba said to Gures, Ranshin Jubala, Momba the said to Gures, just a Momba Seala, Dambo, and the Mambo Tubaja Gures, Mambo Niango, two Gures, Tujene, Tuba Zamjes, Donna some Madana, young. Momba said 2 miles, the Dundali Hane, some Dangores, some died Dundadi, and the Hagogores. Then Hago in there, they'll teach you to sometimes go Majabana, the Nubacher rumors, Nubacher down 2 miles. I did Nubacher Tayala, they'll teach you to meet you, Gomja Gores. And then Javana, didn't to get Dendela, Mombiki, Mombata, Rashi, that Dende Hamoata, Rashi, Jubats in Bizimba, Momba Chasa, and Dotu Res, Nalabje di Sungorwada.
The advice that's been given to us by Jerome Pichet in this verse is that those who do not understand dependence arising, these subtler levels, they cannot get past their belief in inherent existence, their acceptance of inherent existence. And therefore, they are unable to accept the view of the Buddha Dharma. So this is, of course, a great mistake for such people. It's understandable, though, that due to their ignorance, due to their confusion, their lack of knowledge, they do not understand dependence arising, therefore cannot understand emptiness, and therefore cannot accept the view of the Buddha. And the meaning then behind this verse is that the only way that one can come to understand the view of the Buddha is to cultivate the causes. Because understanding the view, which would be a result, comes about in dependence on causes. And the causes to understand dependence arising will be to receive many teachings. And through receiving many teachings, reading books on this topic, one will come to an understanding of dependence arising and emptiness. So that is an essential first step. But that alone will not lead to anything approaching a profound way of thinking and interacting in the world. What is essential is, in conjunction with receiving many teachings and reading many books on these topics, is to reflect on the meaning, to analyze, to investigate, to take the meditations that are presented together, to take those meditations and engage in them, reflect on them. And this needs to be done not just occasionally, but repeatedly and over a substantial period. And this needs to be done through reflecting on with many different illustrations, coming to understand dependency in relation to many different objects, how different objects, whether they are outer objects or inner objects, how they exist, how they do not exist. And then, when one has developed a great proficiency in both hearing or studying and reflection, then one will become ready where one can develop the minds of single-pointed concentration and special insight and engage in single-pointed concentration on this topic. And it's then that one comes to a profound understanding of the harmony of dependence arising and emptiness, and can eliminate the ignorance of confusion completely. If one doesn't engage in this reflection, so just engages in receiving teachings, then one will never be able to eliminate this confusion. This confusion will always remain on a subtler level. So one will be developing knowledge, but that knowledge is not going to be integrated. And to become integrated, one needs to engage in these analytical meditations. And doing so repeatedly over a sustained period, investigating many objects, then one's understanding will become subtler and subtler, more and more profound. And this way one will develop to the point where one is able to develop single-pointed concentration, and then one with single-pointed concentration, meditating on dependence arising and emptiness, one will eventually be able to completely eliminate the ignorance of self-grasping.
che tham simja tham je dewa de temba da simja dunga da rawa sho sempike jamni je samda jiza simja je dewa de temba dunga sewa de ngi chigi den jang simja tham ji sanyo ko ba to ba chigi yen sempike samla chi simja tham ji de sanyo ko ba to ba sho sempike cha ju sem ko samda jiza da simja tham ji sanyo ko ba to go yin za dang a sanyo ko ba to ba la gyön cha sa se da yön den cha sa ma ju le ki ko bo den jang di gyön de je kan des ka de yong du 이제 유간스 연구도 디 간스티네 간스 투사에 선배 되는가 저기 된게 남샤 저기 지게 당번에 된제 참모들 하고도 맞대 라바라고 삼다 어디지네 아주 콩로사나 제보 간의 연구도 세다 안데 콩로디 매바스나 간스 삼다 매바스 요구 쯤비다 다양한 저기 나겔리어도 나게세데 유가르틸리도 나게티네 제보 간의 연구도 세상 나게데 세야라 간스 요구 쯤비삼다 되는 현상아주 류가 이숨주권에 샬레 네버체나 아니 장라 가르용도 샬레 가르치고도 바삼다 로아 샬레 네버 류가 이숨주권에 샬레 네버체가 있나 장라 제부 가르리게 샬레 제부 가르리도 강아 가르리도 삼다 지난다 류가 이숨주권에 샬레 네버체바데 까바 있나 안 소소레 가르리도 세비기 안 샬레 가르용도 모두세 제베체제 아주 된게 남자 삼다 안 되네야 두스야야 당지는 아주 아니 나 세디 차상하다 control다 되자다 나야 차사 생하세 나진들리도 진짜 나진들리와서 나 세디 소소에 롤이야 간이 차도 무슨 간이 당고 차다들라 삼다 제 롤이야 디네 차디 강라야 뭐도 랑문이 주바지 나 주바 나로도 디나와나 시지 두에 민도 세 제바제디 두신 제바제 줘야 봐 디네 제바제도 다 타마 랑라 che na za rang wen de ba na wa na du min du che ba che le di che ba che du da tong ba ni le che ba che go zu go lo an du se ne an de ni ge sam da de a ju ge an je chi ba de ni ge sam da de ni ge nam ja sam da che we na din de su da ha go yong go le se lo da ni su ha go na de mo ba ti se du le se che an di ling ge sho ge nga ju ge lap che de ne le sha da
then how to put into practice this advice that Lama Tsongkhapa has been giving us. Well, when we engage in the meditation, it's imperative that the step that was added today in the meditation, that of the cultivation of bodhicitta, is included in the meditation. The development of the mind, where we see that the suffering that others are experiencing, that the elimination of that is possible, but it's only possible if they develop the good qualities of a Buddha within them. And being ignorant of how to do that, they are dependent on a guide. They are dependent on a skilled teacher who can lead them in their spiritual progression to the attainment of the state of Buddhahood. When we give rise to such a thought, as we heard in the way the meditation was described earlier, we'll give rise to this commitment to strive to attain enlightenment for the sake of others. Because once we are enlightened, we'll become the most skilled of guides due to having perfected all good qualities within ourselves and completely eradicated all faults. And then in the meditation, we think that, so how does one then actually go about eliminating all faults? Well, this is the meditation on dependent arising, which leads to the realization on emptiness. And so when we engage then in this meditation on dependent arising, as has just been said, we need to do this meditation not only repeatedly over a sustained period, but we need to do so in relation to many different objects. So we can think about, for example, the mind of anger. So the mind of anger, is this inherently existent? Does it arise in dependence? It arises in dependence on causes, so let's identify those causes. And if it arises, having seen that the mind of anger arises in dependence on causes, how can we eliminate that? And in this way we engage in the meditation on dependence arising in emptiness. Likewise with the mind of attachment. Is the mind of attachment inherently existent? Does it exist in the way that it appears to our mind? And then we investigate, and we see that it too is a dependence arising, and it can be eliminated through cultivating the wisdom realizing emptiness. And then we can take us as an object. So if I engage in activities, either physical activities, verbally communicating with others, or my way of thinking, that bring harm to others, do results follow from this? And of course, from engaging in harmful activities, results follow, suffering results for ourselves and others. So this too has a relationship of dependency in terms of the results that come from it. But also this harmful activity, it itself comes from causes. So here we can engage in a reflection on dependency. Likewise, the commitment not to bring harm to others, but rather to benefit others. This too, does it lead to results? Yes, it leads to beneficial results for ourselves as well as others. This mind that commits not to harm but to bring benefit to others, this too comes from causes. And in this way we can engage in the meditation on dependency and on emptiness in terms of a variety of different objects. And then most importantly, engage in the meditation on the self. And this we looked at in some detail last night. How does the self appear? And we spoke last night about how we can come to get a feeling for how our sense of self-identity arises to us. And then, when we get a feeling for how it appears, we can engage in the investigation to see whether it exists in the way that it appears. And this leads us to an understanding of emptiness. And that then leads to the understanding of dependence arising. Again, as we heard last night. And as we've been hearing now, when we develop this understanding of emptiness and dependence arising through reflecting on these teachings, this leads to the elimination of the confusion that we have, this ignorance, this confusion that we have, believing that phenomena are self-existent, that they are causeless or they have their own inherent existence. That confusion is eliminated through the reflection on dependence arising and emptiness. So this is how we can train, or this is how we can develop within ourselves the advice that is given in this verse. So we'll finish here then for this morning. If you have some questions, we have time, so then please do ask. Kyato?
We've taught that the bodhicitta is a primary mental consciousness induced by the two aspirations. So the question is definite emergence or renunciation, is that also a primary mental consciousness induced by renouncing samsara?
So the second part again is what? Also primary consciousness?
Renunciation, also a primary mental consciousness, as opposed to a mental factor.
So we've heard in other teachings that the mind of bodhicitta is a main mind or primary mental. Yeah, it's a main mind, which is induced by the two aspirations, which are mental factors. So if that's the case with bodhicitta, then is that also the case with definite emergence or renunciation? Is definite emergence also a main mind, or is it a mental factor? Dene semke se yede kong semke se yede kong semtore semtore dene kong ki dunpa ni de semjungre dene ngenjung korang kong semtore yangmena kong semjungre
ngejung samba se da ngejung lo la bi de la semna semjun ni ga yo sa la smu ka sne ngejung se de ko wa ya ta gu du sembe samlo shirwa ko wa la ta gu du ko wa la tarbe tarba de to gu du sembe sam da de sam de la semya yung gure semjua yung gure ni ga yung gure wa ine ngeju se 델이야 안에 저 control 요르바다 셈지 제단념도 자산 예준 걸로 써야지 자기를 해서 무슨 예준 걸로.
So it's both a main mind and a mental factor. So this mind of definite emergence then, this is a wish to attain liberation from samsara, a wish to definitely emerge from samsara. So that is the mind of definite emergence, and it comes together with the omnipresent mental factors. So therefore, it can be said to be both a main mind and mental factors.
Would that not be the same as bodhicitta?
So, but would it not be the same as bodhicitta, which is solely a main mind? Yeah, which is solely a main mind supported by these mental factors. Yine kare tene di semke dang chukpa mare kare sa kare chik di semso di tene di ropa di semcho.
다 내가 저 셈게 라기도 와 민구랑 셈 라기도 와. 진짜 장추 셈 납사에서 저 셈을 자야 말. 다들 예중 라기도 코와래 내가 저 로라고 로라비도 내가 저 로라비도 디나래 셈중 저 셈용 저 다마용 저 로라비도. 진짜 내가 저 셈 납사로 와. 내가 저 장추 셈 납사네 그런 셈 그런 수를 뜬 사람아 진짜 딜군 딜고 조심마도 셈 줘야요 말이야. 진이 딜에 진양 저기 다다 야하게 개비기 번듯하게 로베생의 사비기 진juk 제수 장한 당 공부루르다 된 마진 로베생의 사비기 제수 다비기 되니게 개베디게 제스타도 장슈 셈세야디 셈라시고 군조 셈게 셈성 뭐 tuyanje 안야 셈주 말에 조심을 시시로 그래. 안디네 자케와 가셔나려야 네 다디디 지준 제목 공부기 송노도 안에 그 셈제세도 되봐. 장주 되봐라 시고래. 되봐시도 네 가시게 되네 dumbar에 되봐 셈주래라 가요래. 요래. 다땡아도 군조 셈제 셈라도 셈 걸라 무슨 자사자 조심리마도 고야 말. 대산주 고방 산지 고방 톱디글로 슬람나 야디 자사살레가 자기로 와.
So two reasons why bodhicitta is said to be a main mind. So the first reason is in the name itself. So bodhicitta, mind of enlightenment. So it specifically says a mind within that Sanskrit word as well as the two Tibetan words for it. So it specifically says mind. And so in the context of mind and mental factors, then mind is a main mind. So bodhicitta itself is a main mind. And that is indicated in the name itself. The second reason is then those those who have presented it as such. So Nagarjuna and Buddhapalita, they presented that conventional bodhicitta, this is a main mind, and it is supported by mental factors of the two aspirations. So these two aspirations are the mental factors which accompany the main mind, which is conventional bodhicitta. So that was taught by Nagarjuna and Buddhapalita. But that isn't universally agreed. There are other great Indian masters, including Maitreya, who taught that bodhicitta is the actual aspirations. So it is aspiration. It's not a main mind. So there are others who have a differing view.
셈제세야디 셈제 탐제기나 산조고방 터벌 되비기 dum바딜 레그리에세 치그로 되서 송셔요. 제가 디식디 자시 갑단 될라 안에 가르리고서네 되세야디 직다 나신지네 dum발에 하고 순간 지경 거래. 될야 다가 뭐 마찬가지 되세야디 되녀기 dum바드는 춘단지비 쇠셈세. 되봐. 장주 토기를 되봐. dum바드는 춘단지 주비 쇠셈될라 셈될라 되바디 장주 셈데라 코 로바디 코랑 총대주 되바레스 제가 콜리아 되비 민기 다제 띵고래 이제 좀 어디 셈레스 이나 되바 코 민기 다바레스 맞아 근데 로기 민디 아니 로바딜 바다제 템바레 진짜 모라 셈제래 고레스 제산 되발라도 알아네 거의 로바디 되바디다 순대도 주에 셈다 고레스 될 고고레스 제시디자고 다 제시갑다 니리 고레 다 지진 제목 컴퓨터 소녀들아 문도 견세 시그널 가서 셈지에 빠니 샤는치에서 셈지에서 대가리식라 그래서 셈지야 탐지기도나 산조 고번 토버 되바딜라 그래서 세상 토버 되바딜라 그래 라고도 텔레야 제시켜대 이용 거래 세상 샹다 캐바 샹다기 샹다 하시기 되바세 산조 고번 토버 되바 되니르 dum바 코로나에 와시 무슨 거래 세상다 로베 생각상 볼라 소베게디 되바 되니 dum바 코로나 셈지 라기 말가서 녀레 셈지에 셈 랍사도 와스 셈지에 빠니 샤는치 셈지에 셈 랍사완자 저심을 dum바를 야야 말해 세상 셈 랍자 dum바디는 순던주기에 셈될 고고래선 파지시디자고래 그래서 당한주 제시게디다 루베 생에서 비게 소야디 시샤신의 신로디다 셈사 지시갑도 고래 되네 디오데 야고라 저 스팅고 양지 세우라 차로도
이게 여보 직접에 교보타기 여행에디 이게 독야를 젠든 similarity. Okay. So this is a good question. It's good to have clarity on this, to have understanding of this. So just to say a little bit more to hopefully make it clear, is that there's a quotation from Maitreya in the Ornament of Clear Realizations. So I can't repeat the translation, the quotation which again recited. But within this quotation in the Ornament of Clear Realization, it states that bodhicitta is this aspiration to attain enlightenment for all sentient beings. Hence, there are those proponents who say that bodhicitta is that aspiration to attain enlightenment. And they point to this quotation in Ornament of Clear Realization from Maitreya. Others, though, will say that yes, we don't dispute that that is the case, but that motivation then comes together, that mental factor comes together with the main mind, and it is that main mind which is bodhicitta. So therefore, bodhicitta is a main mind, supported which has similarity with its mental factors. In this case, the aspiration to attain enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings. So therefore, these two aspirations of bodhicitta serve as mental factors, and maybe we can say they color the main mind, making it the main mind bodhicitta. And this then is the view of Buddha Palita. Whereas the view of those who of Maitreya and those who accept Maitreya's view is, well, what is bodhicitta? Everyone agrees on the definition. It is this wish to attain enlightenment for the sake of others. And that's it. So therefore, just the mental factors are bodhicitta, not a main mind. So generally, so these are the two different views. The view that is what you will have mostly heard, which is the view that we generally accept, is that of Buddha Palita, which states that bodhicitta is a main mind, accompanied by the mental factors.